As we've seen, the ICE operations in the Twin Cities are also affecting children who are caught up in the surge of personnel and detentions. Our Liz Landers joins us now with that part of the story. Liz?
Thanks, Jeff. The 5-year-old boy, Liam, that Fred mentioned in his report, was a student in the Columbia Heights School District. Superintendent Zena Stenvik joins me now. Zena, thank you so much for joining NewsHour this evening. What is your understanding of what happened to Liam when he was detained earlier this week?
My understanding is that there were bystanders, community members, school officials, and another adult who actually lives in the home asking to keep Liam, that they would take Liam, that they would take care of him and get him safely to family members, and that that didn't happen. They weren't allowed to do that. And instead, he was pretty quickly, within hours, flown to Texas to a detention center.
The Homeland Security Department is giving a different version of what happened when he was detained. A spokeswoman claims that Liam was abandoned by his family and his mother refused to take custody of him when agents knocked on the door. Here's Customs and Border Patrol official Greg Bavino when he was asked about this specific case earlier today.
Some of you had questions on the 5-year-old yesterday. That 5-year-old remains with his family. We say again, remains with his family. We know that. That false media narrative that was pushed out yesterday was, well, it was false. It remains with his family.
He's now being held at a federal processing facility in Dilley, Texas, which you mentioned. And I will add that NewsHour had a conversation about that facility earlier this week. There's contaminated food there. There's limited access to drinking water and inadequate medical care there, according to a lawsuit that's been filed. What is your response to what the administration is saying?
He's in a detention center. A 5-year-old is being held in a detention center. I have a real problem with that. I know that his preschool classroom is a beautiful, wonderful environment. I have been in his home where it was, he has a backyard where he can play and build snowmen with his older brother. And when I was in the home, there were plenty of toys around and, just a really nice environment for a child to live in. It was a far cry from, I hate to think about what he's actually experiencing right now, what the conditions could possibly be given the lawsuit that's out there. As I mentioned, I was on scene. I was there shortly after Liam was taken. I've been in the home. I've talked to the mother. The people claiming that she abandoned her child is so far from the truth. We have to remember that she had another child on the way home from school. And we also have to remember that there were 8 armed and masked agents swarming all around the house and the driveway and the car. So a very intense situation. She was asked to not open the door by her husband, who was in the driveway in handcuffs. And, it just all around a tense situation. We have... Unfortunately, at this point now, for those of us living in the Twin Cities, it's very common knowledge that ICE agents are bursting through doors. If you crack open the door a little bit, they're bursting through into apartments, apprehending people. They're even breaking down doors and leaving broken doors or no doors now. So, opening the door with ICE agents looming, it's not as easy or as clean of a statement as one might suggest.
There are some conflicting reports about whether the family is here legally. Federal officials say that they are not, but a family attorney says that they are pursuing a legal asylum pathway. Does that matter for education purposes in your school district?
No, I mean, there's federal case law. We are, and under the Minnesota Constitution, we educate children regardless of legal status. So when children enroll in our school district, we're actually not even allowed to ask their legal status. But I will tell you, as I mentioned, I was in the home and I saw the legal documentation with my own eyes.
There are a number of students that have been detained by ICE in your school district. How are you educating children right now in your community? How are you responding to this? How are parents responding to this in Minnesota right now?
I'll tell you, there's really nothing normal about our daily lives at this point. This surge has been going on for a few weeks now, and it has really changed our standard operating procedures. We've staff have been working, around the clock and overtime, walking children home. People have been donating different resources for us to get to the families. We do have an online option that families can select so that children are learning from home. But let me stress that is not the best practice. That is not what we want. We want our children in school, in their classrooms, with their teachers and with their classmates, because we know that that's what's best for children. We all learned that during COVID. But there's so much fear. And I'm not just talking about so quote unquote illegal people, people who are here with legal documentation are fearful, as I think there have been many reports that ICE agents have taken citizens of the United States. So there are very many ICE agents right now in our community. They are driving around our schools, circling our schools. I've seen it with my own eyes. They are at our bus stops, following our buses, and they have been on my school property multiple times.
Zena Stenvik, thank you so much for joining the NewsHour.
Thank you. Let's get our kids back.
Wait just a second. We have one more thing to share.
We want to say a heartfelt thank you for watching and supporting PBS News.
Without you, we simply wouldn't be able to provide the news and the information that you trust.
So thank you from everybody here at PBS News.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.